it makes me so much money every year, and it makes my job easy. I'm Jenn Lewis. I'm based in Clemmons, North Carolina, and I specialize in high school senior portraits as well as teens, and I do a lot of headshots as well, actors mostly, and some business too.
And you've probably seen her speaking at quite a few of the conventions out there also.
Yes, pretty much all of them at some point or another. So my most popular album is definitely my 15 by 10, and one of the reasons for that is because of the way I sell per image, and they get the most images with a 15 by 10 versus the 8 by 8 or 10 by 10, because I'm selling by images, not by spreads or anything like that. So the larger the album, the more images I put in as a base number, and then they can add after that. So 15 by 10 is my most popular. The matte acrylic cover is something that most of my clients upgrade to. It is an upgrade with me to upgrade to one of the photo covers. So they typically add the matte acrylic cover is the most popular. The vivid metal cover with Millers too is actually really popular. A lot of people love that. The seniors like that. The parents tend to go to the matte acrylic. So it really just depends on who's choosing. And I, of course, let them decide. I'm like, I don't care who chooses, just tell me what you want, and I show them all the options in the studio. And as far as the covers themselves, the material, leather is definitely probably the most popular. I haven't looked at that in a while, but I would say leather is the most popular. But the girls love the linen as well, and I'm surprised how many girls choose the pretty linen covers over the leather covers. However, now that Millers has just released the pastel covers, I think that's going to get really popular. So, and we've had the velvet and suede for a while, and the different materials like that, but the girls really tend to like the linen. But I think having the leathers and pastels, those pastel pinks and things like that, my girls, almost all of them, their favorite color is pink. It's definitely a thing down here in the South to have everything pink. So yeah, I think that's going to be super popular. So if somebody is wanting to start offering albums, people are going to buy what they see. They're going to buy what you show them. So I made the mistake when I first started of I'm just going to get a little 6x9 album and let them know they can get it in 10 by 10 or 12 by 12. That was a mistake, because then everybody bought the 6x9 album. Literally starting from the very first person who saw my first 10 by 10 sample bought the 10 by 10, and after that everybody started buying the 10 by 10, because when you look at that compared to the 6x9, the 6x9 looks puny and the 10 by 10 looks really nice. So show what you want to sell. So for me, I have 8 by 8, 10 by 10, and 15 by 10. So if I was starting out, I'd probably start out with a 10 by 10. That's a nice standard size, but it's not too small. It's still impactful. And then go from there as far as building your collection of samples. Right, so even though I photograph seniors, they still have quite a few images, because I do more of a model for a day shoot. We go out with multiple locations. We start in the studio and then do 2 locations, multiple outfits, things like that. It's really a big production. So I end up with quite a few images to show, and my albums are, for the 8 by 8, I do 20 as a base number. For the 10 by 10, I do 40 as a base number, and for the 15 by 10, I do 60 as a base number. So it's up to 40, up to 60, that kind of thing, and then they can add after that per image. They can add after that if they want to add more, and except I don't let them add more in the 8 by 8. I'm just, I tell them if they want more, they need to just get a bigger album. So I never want to design them to where they look like thumbnails in the album. So that's why I do by image and not by page or spread. So when I'm doing that, it's, I kind of direct them based on the number of images that they want. If you're new to adding albums, or if you want to be more efficient with your time when you're adding albums, I definitely recommend using Fundy Direct. Not only is it faster, it's going to save you time, but it also reduces the chance of making errors by having to export it and then import it into rows. You can just order direct through Fundy, and they do the job for you. My 3 favorite things about Fundy Designer. Number 1, Doing the in-person sales in Fundy it makes me so much money every year, and it makes my job easy. So I am going through, I'm able to star based on their album selects and heart based on their wall portrait selects at the same time. So I'm not having to go through the images multiple times with them. So that saves me a lot of time and not having to go back through after they choose their album images and then go choose wall art images. So number 2, I love the album designer. I cannot tell you, I don't want to admit how much time I spent in Photoshop designing albums before I switched to Fundy. Thankfully, many years ago, I was able to make that switch, and I love that Fundy, they listen and they make the changes that we need to make our job more efficient. So not only is the album designer amazing, and I can design a 20 spread album in about 15 minutes, but they're always listening and making improvements to the software. Number 3, I absolutely love the gallery wall art designer, because I can show my clients what their wall art is going to look like in their house, in their home, with their colors, with the tones in their living room, showing them what the images are going to look like next to each other. Because anytime you can increase someone's confidence in something that they're spending thousands of dollars on, they're going to feel better about it, and it's going to be a better client experience overall.